A very good morning, students, and I welcome you to your English class. Children, today we are going to start a new poem, and that is Vocation, written by Ravindranath Tagore. Children, vocation means a strong feeling for a particular work or career. Rabindranath Tagore was born in 1861 and was died in 1941. He was an Indian short story writer, song composer, playwright. Play means drama. So he was a drama writer, essayist, and painter. In 1913, he became the first non European to win the Nobel Prize for his literature. So he was the first Indian who was awarded with Nobel Prize for his literature, for his stories, dramas, essays, poems. He was awarded with Nobel Prize. In this poem, Tagore describes a school-going child's longing. Children, longing means strong wish, strong desire. So, in this poem, Tagore describes a school-going child's strong wish for the freedom that he sees in the lives of other people. He wants to be a hawker when he sees a hawker crying, "Bangles, crystal bangles." Children, hawker means a person who travels and shouts to sell his goods. So, on his ways back from the school, he sees a gardener and wishes that if he were a gardener. At night, he wants to be a watchman when he sees him through his window. He is not aware of the tough routine they have to go through. The poem shows his innocence and lack of worldly sense. So now let's learn the poem in detail. Children, first of all, we will recite the whole poem and then we will see its explanation stanza wise. Okay, so let's start. Vocation. When the gong sounds 10 in the morning and I walk to school by our lane, every day I meet the hawker crying, "Bangles, crystal bangles." There is nothing to hurry him on. There is no road he must take, no place he must go to, no time when he must come home. I wish I were a hawker spending my day in the road crying, "Bangles, crystal bangles." When at 4 in the afternoon I come back from the school, I can see through the gate of that house the gardener digging the ground. He does what he likes with his spade. He soils his clothes with dust. Nobody takes him to task if he gets baked in the sun or gets wet. I wish I were a gardener digging away at the garden with nobody to stop me from digging. Just as it gets dark in the evening and my mother sends me to bed, I can see through my open window the watchman walking up and down. The lane is dark and lonely, and the street lamp stands like a giant with one red eye in its head. The watchman swings his lantern and walks with his shadow at his side, and never once goes to bed in his life. I wish I were a watchman walking the street all night, chasing the shadows with my lantern. The poet is Rabindranath Tagore. Now let's see the first stanza. When the gong sounds 10 in the morning and I walk to school by our lane. Every day I meet the hawker crying, "Bangles, crystal bangles." There is nothing to hurry him on. There is no road he must take, no place he must go to, no time when he must come home. I wish I were a hawker, spending my day in the road, crying, "Bangles, crystal bangles." So, children, as a young child is the speaker in the poem. So, in the first stanza, the child said that when the gong is hit, gong means meaning is given in your textbook, a round piece of metal hung in a frame. It makes a loud and deep sound when it is hit. So that is called gong. So here child said that when the gong is hit and makes a sound to declare that it is 10 o'clock. What here written? When the gong sounds 10 means when it is hit for 10 times and declares that it is 10 o'clock, this is the time for him to go to school. Lane means a narrow road. So it is time to go to school. Every day I meet the hawker crying "Bangles, crystal bangles." On his way to school, he used to watch a hawker every day. And that hawker shouts, "Bangles, crystal bangles." Crystal means what? Meaning is given there. Glass of very high quality. You know, bangles are made with clear and transparent glass. Yes, so that is crystal. So every day that child meets a hawker who, a hawker, you know, I told very first, and meaning is given in your textbook as well. A person who sells things by going from place to place asking people to buy them. Okay, so every day when he goes to school, he meets a hawker who shouts to sell his goods. How he shouts? "Bangles, crystal bangles." He is the seller of bangles. There is nothing to hurry him on. There is no road he must take, no place he must go to, no time when he must come home. So, while looking at him, while looking at that hawker, the child thought that hawker is free. He is not in hurry. He can choose any road he likes. He has no fixed time to return home, and he can go anywhere he wants, as child has to reach to his school as well as he has to come back to home on time. So that's why what he said here, "I wish I were a hawker." He thought that hawker is enjoying his life. He is free. He is not in hurry. He can go anywhere he wants. And that's why he wants to become a hawker. "I wish I were a hawker, spending my day in the road. If I were a hawker, then I will go anywhere." The child is thinking this and crying, "Bangles, crystal bangles." Child thought that if I were a hawker, I will spend my whole day on the road and will cry, "Bangles, crystal bangles." Children, I hope you understood the first stanza. Remaining two stanzas we will see in the next video. Your homework is you have to recite the poem, read the poem loudly, and write the poem in your fair notebook in good handwriting. Put the date and heading and write this poem in good handwriting. Now we will meet in the next video. Till then, keep studying. Have a good day ahead.